Welcome back to the Tea List podcast, where we steep the truth, pour it hot, and sip it slow. I'm your host, the Tea List Queen. And today, I don't have an issue ruffling feathers. So today, we're ruffling feathers. I've seen a lot of people comment on my episodes about this. So let me just put it out there. Do modern women even like men anymore? And I mean, not just tolerate, not date, not have babies with, but like, respect, trust, feel safe with. Because if you scroll through social media, listen to the girls' group chats, or watch some of these podcasts out there, not mine though, it's giving men are the enemy energy. And if we're being honest, some men do feel it. And they're asking, do you even like us? So today we're getting into it. The tension, the truths, the misunderstandings, and hopefully, some healing. So let's pour the tea. So once upon a time, women were raised to be wives. Men were raised to be protectors. And while the system was flawed, the roles were very, very clear. Now, everything is so different and confusing. Many modern women grew up watching men abandon their mothers, cheat and lie with no consequences, control with money, or mistreat with silence. So somewhere along the way, admiration turned into skepticism and then into frustration, and in some cases, full-blown resentment. So do we call it empowerment or emotional exhaustion? And how much of it is our trauma and how much of it is truth? Let's be fair. Men feel just as frustrated. A lot of them say, you guys don't want us. You want our resources. You want protection, provision, therapy, romance, 6 figures. And I'm going to add the other one, from my other episode. 6 feet and taller. But can't even respect a man who works hard at Chick-fil-A. I was having a conversation with one of my cousins one day, right? And he was like, a man would accept a woman that works at McDonald's because he sees potential in her. But a woman would not date a man that worked at McDonald's. And I started to think about it. I'm like, I see where you're coming from. You're absolutely right. So they feel like they're expected to lead, but get criticized every time they open their mouths. Now listen, some of that, projection, but some of it worth sitting with. Are we giving men room to be imperfect, to be emotional, to be themselves, not our fantasy? Real question. Or are we punishing every man for the one that hurt us? Now, this doesn't just go towards women. This goes for men too. We must heal before we even decide to get into another relationship. We have to do the work. We cannot just bury our feelings or not deal with them. The best way to deal with something is to deal with it. Yes, heartbreak hurts, but we cannot just think that, jumping into another relationship is going to fix that. No, it's not. It's going to cause more damage. So we need to heal and live with ourselves. Do the work before we jump into another relationship. I was watching, full disclosure, guys. So I watch all these love shows. I'm talking Ready to Love, Love is Blind, Married at First Sight, Pop the Balloon or Find Love. The list goes on and on. So I was watching Ready to Love. This is on the Oprah Network, by the way, if you guys are interested. And basically, it's a group of single people that meet, they date each other, and they decide who's the best fit. So towards the end, there was a couple that got together, and she told him straight up that she's purposely being guarded with him from her past relationship. And she keeps saying how she needs security. And he's like not understanding because he works a regular job, and he's getting turned off by the fact that she keeps saying she's being guarded. Like, I know sometimes women think that's cute, like, oh my God, now he's gonna have to fight harder. Like, nobody wants to do all that work just to be loved or to love you. So Don't go into a relationship when you're not healed. You're wasting that other person's time. I get we want security, but what are we doing in return? Just a question. So let's just talk about the elephant in the room, right? A lot of women don't even realize how they criticize men because women say things like, he's too short. That's number one, right? You hear it all the time. He can't lead. Men are the weakest link. They're not emotionally intelligent enough. These men are dusty. Now, imagine if men spoke about us with that kind of venom every day, out loud, publicly, and casually. This is why some men check out. And I completely understand because I hear it too. It's like, oh no, I'm not dating no man that's not 6 feet and taller. Just when height is a characteristic trait. Can we change that about our men? They grew up this way. We can't do nothing about that. And they check out not because they hate us, because they feel hated by us. Listen, even the good ones are tired, are proving they're not like the rest. It's like, I totally get it. I will stand by this. I know there are good men out there. Okay. When I was a little younger, I would always say, all men ain't, you know? And I thought it was funny, but it's not funny. It's not funny. And it's not cool to say because then they can turn around and say, all women are gold diggers. All women just want your money. I know I'm not one of those women. So we have to really be mindful, maybe put ourselves in their shoes before we start generalizing them because I don't like to be generalized. I hate it. So I wouldn't want to do that to somebody else. So let's just be more mindful, guys. And this is where it gets real. Do modern women genuinely respect masculinity? Do you? Or do we appreciate it only when it benefits us? A lot of women want masculinity in provision, protection, problem solving, but not when it shows up in directness, decision making, and disagreements. And the truth is, if you don't trust a man's leadership, you'll fight him at every turn. So the question becomes, why are you with someone you don't even trust to lead you? Ladies, I've been getting a lot of comments too that he was a terrible leader. Baby girl, why are you with him? You don't waste your time because we cannot say we want leadership and don't let our men lead. And if you feel like he cannot lead you, then he's not the right one for you. So don't waste your time. That's not partnership. That's a power struggle. So let's turn the mic a little bit. Most men, not all men, but most don't feel loved through flowers or romantic gestures. They feel loved through respect, through trust, through affection, through being chosen without having to perform for it. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've had to check myself. I just told you, like I used to think that was cute, saying all men cheat. There are no good men out there. I've checked myself and I'm like, that is not true. I'm not going to blame every man for one man's mistake because I know I deserve good love and I know good love is out there for me. So I've shifted my mindset. I've shifted the way I approach relationships. I've healed. I've done the work. I've gone through therapy. I am completely over that. I genuinely know that he wasn't for me. I wasn't for him. We were not a good fit. And that is okay. It's okay to date and realize that that person is not for you and move on. But don't stay in a relationship just for the sake of staying in a relationship and then you end up miserable. Because it is easy to say you love Black men. You support Black men and want the best for Black men. For men in general. But do you really show up in your tone, in your patience, in your softness? Do you? Because here's the tea. Yes, many women do love and like men, but many are tired, unhealed, and emotionally guarded. And yes, many men are emotionally blocked, avoidant, and underdeveloped, but they're also craving softness, safety, and peace. So this is not about blame. This is about awareness. I know women are like, oh, I'm shaming women. I am not. I am a freaking woman. How could I shame myself? I'm a pick-me Isha. Like, really? I'm raising a young black man. So no, I'm not a pick-me Isha. And there's a bad stigma behind modern dating. Nobody wants to do it because they feel like everybody's trying to get it away ahead. Everyone's trying to gain something selfishly out of it. Nobody wants to be vulnerable. So I'm here to try to shift the tone of modern dating, make modern dating more desirable, and hopefully help people meet their true love by taking these steps to do better. Because we have to do the work within ourselves, within us, before we jump into something. So no, I'm not no pick-me-isha. No, I'm not here shaming women. I am a woman. How could I? Let's be real. I'm just here to not be the one to bash men and say all men ain't. I'm sorry, I'm not cursing anymore. I'm a mother. But yeah, so let's just do better. That's all I'm asking. So I guess maybe the better question should be, do modern women and men still trust each other enough to love each other fully? Let me know. So if this episode hit a nerve, well, good. I did my thing. That's where the healing starts. Tag a friend and ask them, do you feel liked in your relationship or just tolerated? Men, I really want to hear from you. I love it when you guys give your thoughts, your opinions, your experiences. It helps. It helps women. It helps me understand you guys more and how to deal with my partner, how to be a better woman for my man. So yes, go ahead. Give the comments or DM me. My socials are in the description. You know where to find me. I will always try my best to respond to every comment, every message, because I genuinely appreciate it. I'm not always going to agree with someone. No, someone may not always agree with me, but this is life. We're here to share our thoughts and opinions. So please go ahead and do that. And ladies, reflect on how your past may be speaking louder than your heart, because liking each other again might just save us. Until next time, keep steeping the truth. Bye.